There is a reason so many forms of harm are hardest to name when they happen at home. Not because they are unclear, but because they've been wrapped in language we're taught to trust. Welcome back to the Revolution Resolution. This is the year we commit to building a new democracy. I'm Dr. Malaika Tubbs, sociologist and author. In these 5-minute episodes, we're slowing down to make sense of how our nation was shaped, so we can stop internalizing harm, recognize patterns for what they are, and begin imagining something more honest and more humane. One of the most effective strategies American patriarchy ever employed was teaching us to mistake control for care, to believe that love looks like monitoring, that protection looks like restriction, that concern justifies surveillance, dominance, or fear. Domestic abuse does not begin only with violence. It begins with entitlement, with the belief, learned, reinforced, and protected, that one person has the right to manage another person's body, time, choices, or freedom. This belief did not emerge inside individual households on its own. It was cultivated. A system built by the Founding Fathers and written into law depended on hierarchy inside government, inside institutions, and inside our families. And it depended on us to reproduce that system, generation after generation, inside our most intimate relationships. Men were positioned as head of households. Women were positioned as dependents. And obedience was framed as stability. Over time, these ideas hardened into policy. Property laws, marriage laws, custody laws, economic structures that made leaving dangerous, if not impossible. So when control shows up in intimate relationships, it often carries the weight of generations telling us this is normal, that jealousy is care, that isolating someone is out of concern, that fear is something to manage quietly. And when people try to name what's happening, they are often told they're overreacting, misinterpreting, or being ungrateful, especially women. And even more so, women of color, women who experience disabilities, immigrant women, and others who are already pushed to the margins. This is not accidental. American patriarchy relied on women's labor, care, and reproduction, but not our intuition, not our autonomy, and not our refusal. A woman who asked for more, for safety, dignity, freedom, was framed as a problem to be solved. And too often, that solution came in the form of punishment, disbelief, or containment. If you're listening to this and recognizing pieces of your own experience or someone you love, I want to pause here and say this clearly. What you're noticing is not weakness. It's awareness. And awareness is often the first thing systems of control try to undermine. So here's a question to sit with today. Where in your life does care feel conditional? Where does love feel tied to fear, silence, or compliance? Where are your boundaries treated as negotiable, while someone else's authority is not? You don't need to resolve this today. Just noticing is enough for now. Thank you for staying in this work with me. If this episode helped you put language to something you've felt but couldn't quite name, please consider sharing it, subscribing, or inviting someone you trust into the conversation. And if you want to explore these dynamics more deeply through history, research, and lived stories, my books, Erased and The Three Mothers, expand on many of the ideas we are slowly unpacking here. I'll be back soon as we continue examining how this system reproduces itself and how it might finally lose its grip.